Monday morning a.m., this morning, Occupy Oakland was raided again. To the best of my knowledge, the Oakland police, at the very least, have learned their lesson about using excessive force for the time being. I haven't seen any major reports of them using things like tear gas or pepper spray or rubber bullets or pepper bullets. And the Oakland occupiers have been very peaceful. And so Mayor Jean Quan announced, I guess it was yesterday, that they would be evicted. Apparently, at 2 a.m. last night, Monday morning, 2 a.m., I don't know if that was Eastern time or Pacific time, one of Mayor Jean Quan's legal advisors, Dan Siegel, tweeted out that he was resigning because of her insistence to get the Occupy Oakland to evict them from the park. And this, of course, the justification for this eviction was because last Thursday, a man, Coyote Foster, a 25-year-old Oakland man, was killed just on the outskirts of the occupation.
And nobody ever gets killed in Oakland.
Well, that's the thing, is that the real question is this a function of Occupy Oakland, or is this a function of Oakland? There was 109 victims of murder so far this year in Oakland. And the question was this guy killed? Was his being killed a function of what was happening at Occupy Oakland? Or was it simply the fact that the guy was spending a couple of nights in Occupy Oakland, may have been homeless, got into a fight with some people, and then they came back and they shot him? If this guy worked at a McDonald's and was showing up for work and he was shot there, would we blame McDonald's? If this guy was going to the election, going to the polling booth, and got shot outside the elections polling booth, will we blame the elections? No, the question is this a function of what's going on in the park? And the answer is, I think no. It's a function of what's going on in Oakland. And we just heard today from people from Portland, from Salt Lake City, from Denver, from Albany. And the refrain from all of those interviews that we did today was that not only are these people here to protest what's going on with the 99%, they are actively helping people in the community. They are helping homeless men and homeless women who feel safer in these parks and receive essentially better social services than they do in the stripped-down homeless shelters that these cities provide, or barely provide. We don't hear stories of people being killed in homeless shelters. We don't hear stories of homeless people being killed at any time. Really? I mean, it's a blip. I don't even know if these things make it into the newspaper anymore. And so when you have people who come to the park because this is providing, the occupation is providing better services, treating them with more dignity, treating them like human beings. And then the idea that some of that violence follows them or waits for them outside the outskirts of the occupation and strikes, that somehow that's a function of the occupation, is ridiculous. Now, that's not to say that there hasn't been problems in some of the occupations. There's, as far as I know, a confirmed rape of a woman in Occupy Wall Street. But the occupations themselves are providing security for people who want it. Can't control what everybody does. In formerly named Zuccotti Park in Liberty Square, there are people there that are being disruptive to the occupation. The occupiers cannot kick them out of a public park. This is a job for the police, and the occupiers have been working with the police whenever the police have been willing to work with them. I've got a story here of multiple cities that are working with the occupations and working successfully with them. You're seeing it in Providence. You're seeing it in Occupy Little Rock. You're seeing it in Occupy Iowa City. In Washington, D.C. In Albany, we're seeing the city work with them. In Occupy Cleveland. In Nashville, you've got court stepping in and say they have a right to the First Amendment. Negotiations are ongoing in Nashville. In San Francisco, the Board of Supervisors supporting it. Where cities are working with the occupation, there are less problems. Where cities, for whatever reason, decide we need to flex our muscle, we need to show these people who's boss, there are problems. So, we just talked about moral courage. I think that award, if there was one, should go to that legal advisor, Dan Siegel, who resigned as legal advisor to the mayor of Oakland, anticipating this eviction, this curtailment of these people's First Amendment rights in Oakland.